Blue Witch here. Hi, you guys. How are you tonight? I am getting my incense going. Hi, Cindy. How's everyone? Hi, Weed Witch. Hold on one second. That's a no. I don't have an incense thing right here. I need one. Hi, everyone. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Yvette. I'm fabulous. Hi, oh, wait, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. So I thought you were her for a minute there. Gloria. Attraction in a box. Well, I like the sounds of that. Hi, Angela. Hi, Tara. And Babu. Hi, Babu. How are you? Well, is Kelly on? Kelly, are you here? I'm just waiting for Kelly. Hi, Peachy. Yep. Okay. Kelly's here. All right. So tonight I wanted to talk about tonight's topic. I don't usually do topics. I usually just do whatever and don't worry about it. But I've been getting a lot of questions from new clients, and I know I have a lot of videos on this subject, but I just thought it would be good to clear the air, because if a bunch of different people ask me questions, I'm sorry, if a bunch of different people are asking me questions that I already have videos on, and I know they know I have videos on it, I just won't answer it. And it's not that I'm being an asshole, but it's just, I just won't answer it. Who is that? Raven. Hi, Raven. We'll just leave it at that. Hi, Blue. Hi, everyone. Finally catch a moment. You're live and can attend. Awesome. I'm so happy that you're on. But anyways, so we're going to talk about spell casting. I wrote down some questions from people who email me and message me on Messenger, or ask the questions in my Coven page. And so I have them all written down here, the ones that were asked, and I'm going to answer them. So the first one that I want to talk about is, how long before do we have to wait for manifestations? And it's a general answer. Everyone is different. Every situation is different. Every manifestation is going to come in a different way. You can't really put a time on a manifestation, because you don't know like how many things have to be shifted around in that other person's life to get that full manifestation. Some people can be a day, some people could be, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, just depends. Hi, Billy. Everyone is different. Sometimes, for an example, sometimes I'll do like a love spell, say. It's a good example. I'll do a love spell, and then the target will call them and want to go out on a date. Well, you were busy that week, you had a work thing, or you had a family thing, or whatever, so you blew him off all week long. And then, so he just decided, well, you're not into him, and he's going to go find someone else. So then he doesn't call you back because you blew him off all week. Well, um, it happens. And all I could say is, it's your fault. Hi, Brianna. Sometimes, everyone is different. Manifestations are different for everyone. All I could say is when that energy starts moving and making a connection to you, don't blow them off. Don't say, I'm too busy for you, or I'm still mad at you for what you did, or sometimes you'll go on a date with them and then you'll remember something that happened in the past and then you tell them you hate them and you never want to see them again. Hey, Loop. Sometimes you find things out about them that you didn't know before and then you change your mind. Like sometimes I've had clients where um, when they started to get their comeback love, they realized and found out that the person was abusive, or that the person was, really not into that sex, like that they're a lesbian and really not into guys anymore, vice versa. And so just different things happen. And so those are good things that you need to know. And the energy will bring all that shit out. It's just how it is. How long does it last? Okay. Again, and in general answer, because everyone's different. It's really up to you how long it lasts. Um, I have lots of time. Well, okay, so first of all, I'm going to use love again because it's a perfect example, and everybody wants love. And so, how long does it last? It could last forever if you work on it, if you take care of it and feed it, and you go fix the problems that you had to begin with. If you don't do that, then sorry, I know I'm breaking off. Or when you feel like, your partner or your target is starting to, flirt with other women or men or whatever, then you're going to have to do boosters because you didn't work on the problems. So the magic is going to create the opportunity for you to get back together with your target. And then when you start dating him again and you start having, contact with that person again, you need to start working on your problems. Hi, Max. Don't just ignore the problems. Magic isn't going to make the problems go away. Magic is going to give you the opportunity to fix it again. Like, you got to work on the problems. Okay, so I have, sorry, I know it keeps buffering. I have some people that I have to do boosters for like every couple years or every year. Um, it just depends. Like, and then I also have been doing like, I can't say that word on here. A friend of mine had cats that weren't feeling well. And I do a heal, I can't say that word. I do a candle to help them. And, um, she has so many, she has like a cat rescue. And so she has so many coming in and going all the time that there's always a lot of need for help. And so I have to do stuff for those animals often. My comment was just to make the lighten your mood. Hopefully others do. Okay. And so that's a healing candle. The healing candles, again, if you have a problem, you need to go get help for your problem. You can't just ignore it. Sorry, I have horrible signal over here. Yeah, everyone does right now. I think it's just because of the cold and stuff. Um, and so, yeah, so, okay. I'll get that in just a minute, okay? Um, And then I had someone ask, what if I don't feel any energy? Like I don't feel it. That very seldom ever happens. But some people are like, I don't know what's a good way to describe them. Like energy, um, adrenaline junkies. Okay, we'll call them that. Some people are adrenaline junkies, and so they're used to that wave of energy, or they're always drunk. So they're not going to notice it when it comes, or um, I have a friend who's a firefighter, and they're always going out on calls, not just for fires, but for like EMT calls and things like that. The fire department goes on many different kinds of calls, and so um, they don't notice it as much because they're always running on that energy, anyways, to it, and they feel it all the time. And a lot of times people will get obsessive and they won't even realize it until later. And they'll be like, I didn't feel anything. And then later they'll call me and they'll go, can you do a calm down candle? Because I called my target 25 times yesterday. I made a complete idiot out of myself. And I'm just like, but you said you didn't feel it, but now you want a calm down candle. And so, um, or they'll be obsessively thinking about the target. That's all signs of the witchcraft of the magic. And so, if you find yourself just like obsessively thinking about them, dreaming about them, wanting to call them constantly, that's what that is. Hello. And so, sorry, I didn't want to have an attitude about it, but sometimes I'm just like, they don't get it. So, and that's okay. And then I have some people who are like sensitives and they overfill everything, and so it's like on blast for them, and they're just like, dude, can I please have a calm down candle? I have to go to work this week. I haven't been able to sleep in 3 days and I have to go to work. Blue, calm down candle, please. And so then there's that. So everyone's different again. The next one. Okay. Oh, okay. So here's where this comes in to different types of spell work that you're having. The energy is okay. Is it a soul trap spell? Like some spell castings that I do are souls. The soul traps. They're spells to that they're soul spells, and so those are different than just a regular casting. Soul spells um, will never be broken unless I break them or one of my gods. That's it. No one else can break that. They would have to go to one of my gods to break it, which is Agate, Lucifer, Belial, or Sephiroth. And if they don't go to those gods, they cannot break it. Hi, Marianne. And so that can never be undone. I can undo it, and my can, and that's it. So if I have a lot of, like, we'll use a poppet as an example. I have a poppet who I have a couple of them who know that they're yeah. Exactly. I have a couple of them who know that they're being casted on. They don't know they don't know the difference between a regular spell and a soul spell. And so they are always going to, like, wherever to try to have it removed. They'll go to like a Reiki person and try to have the energy removed, and they could probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe get it off for a couple hours probably, and then it just comes right back, because it's part of them, and so it can never be undone. Hi, Hi, Tia. And who's the other one? Marcia. Hi, Marcia. Poor people who know that they're in a puppet. People, even if they know they're in a puppet, it doesn't matter. They can't do anything about it. The only thing they could do is ask me to undo it, and then I would have to get permission from Belial Hecate and really, and then undo it. But, you know. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Miranda. So those spells, soul spells, cannot be undone. They're always going to be there. But other energy castings are, they can be undone, and they can like, I don't know really if undone is the right word for it. They're more for like to create the opportunity for you to, like I said, like to fix a problem, you know, to put that person back in your life, or to help you get a job promotion, or to, better your situation. Would you ever cast for someone who is not primal but wanted your help? I do all the time. Greetings, Blue Witch. Hello, Angelo. I am watching while painting. Red toenails on your what? On your chicken feet. Yay! That's awesome. You should send me on Messenger what yours look like. I would love to see them. I'm working on some right now for a friend of mine, and hers are going to be black and gold. Okay, and that's another thing I want to talk about really quickly too, is some multiple castings. Hi, Kyle. Multiple castings. Some people have, okay, like I have clients who have like, will have like multiple castings on the same person. And so you have to consider each casting will take time. Okay? Okay, so I have a few of them that are out right now. I've had a few, and I have a few of them that have already been divorced. So this is what happens. Okay, so first of all, we'll get rid of the judgment real quick. Hi, FM8. If you are doing a divorce spell on someone, that person has been cheating on his or her significant other, has made promises to the mistress, or I don't even know, what do you call a side dude? Um, you don't, they've made promises to them. They've taken years of their life. They've, it's not like it's just something, oh, I think I want that guy, but he's married, so I'm going to get rid of his wife. Now, I will not cast in that situation. I will say, no, get the fuck out of here. You're stupid. That's not going to happen. I'm not doing it. So just know that if they're on my table, they're there for a fucking good reason. There's a reason they're there. There's a reason that's happening to them. So divorces take a long time normally. Divorce spells can take, because you gotta realize that person, those two people have to be in a huge fight. Things have to be exposed. Things have to be sold and separated. You have court proceedings. That right there, just for the court proceedings, can take 3 months, just for that alone. So you have to give that time. Then you're going to have to give your target time to heal he or she is going to be angry and bitter and going, I'm never doing that again. I never want to go through that again. And you think, oh, boom, he's divorced now, or boom, she's divorced now. He's coming back to me this week. He's going to start taking my calls again, blah, blah, blah. No, give him time to heal. Give him time to get over that. Yes, do a love spell so that he's thinking of you and so that that energy connection is there. But then just chill and let him have a moment to heal from his divorce that, or her divorce that they just got. Like, it takes time. You guys can't be so impatient with people's feelings and emotions. Just because they have spells on them doesn't mean they don't feel things, and it doesn't mean they're robots. They're still going to behave however however they want. And so, however, the energy will work on them to steer them towards what I want them to do. Yes, but it takes time. So don't think, okay, well, I've been waiting 6 months for this divorce. This divorce finally happened. That's it. Now I want him back. No, he's still going through, or she's still going through proceedings. He's still bitter and angry. Let that get off of him. Make sure your love spell's in place, and then sit back and relax. Yes, send him a text every once a week or something like that, or an email just to say hi. I just wanted to check on you and see how you're doing, whatever. That's fine. Hi, Francis. Hi, Queen Enchanted. How long should we wait before recasting on the same target? Okay, well, like, if you have a spell in place, if you already have a spell in place, and it's been a couple of months, or even a moon cycle, if you see little energies moving, if you see things starting to pick up, and you want to do a booster candle, we could do one. It helps. It really does. It does help speed things along. But I would say at least a moon cycle for a booster. If you're already doing boosters after a week, then you just need to calm down. You're getting too much of the energy. You need to just calm down. But yeah, you have to figure. I have a client who has, I think, 3 spells, 3 different, completely different spells on the same person. Okay, so you have one breakup. Okay, then you have an open road comeback because he lives in another country and you want him to come back to the country where you live. And then a binding love, a comeback binding love. So that's 3 different spells. Okay, so you need to give this one time, then things have to shift around. Okay, he's ending things over here. Perfect time to get the open road going, and then to put your love in so that he's thinking of you and where he's going to go next. Get the doors to start opening. So you got 3 different spells in place though, so you got to wait and give that time. That whole thing, that transition can take like 9 months, honestly. I figure each spell should take like 3 months, right, to start working. And so you can't be so microwave, you guys. You gotta, use your common sense too. And so, like, if you have a love spell on someone and you're sleeping with them every week and you're staying the night with them and he's staying the night with you, then your love spell is working. Your energy connection is there. What you do with it is up to you. If you're not working on problems that you had to fix the problems while you're having that energy connection, then that is your fault. They're not zombies. You know, these are people. These are not zombie spells. They're still going to be assholes. They're still going to be the same, you know, cheating, lying, abusive person that they were before. So you have to work on the problems. If you're going to choose to be with somebody who does those types of things, you have to work on the problems. Magic will create the situation for you, the circumstances to put you back together, but you got to do the work. It's not going to change who someone is. I'm sorry, my thing was not moving. Okay, do you need extra birth details of the target to help connect with energy? Like, if you... Okay, so it's what I require. Hang on a second. Yeah, I don't like people to send me DNA. Do not send me DNA. I can do soul trap spells with a picture, a full name, and a date of birth. I'm a primal witch. I don't need DNA. I don't want DNA. It's disgusting. Don't send me DNA. I do have a couple of my sisters who are witches who send me their DNA because I cast for a lot of witches. For love obsession, can we do monthly boosters? Absolutely. Even if there's still no communication, you can, but I'll nag at you and tell you to do some type of connection. You have to, you guys, sometimes you don't, sometimes if the last time you saw someone, think about it. You're casting on this person. What happened the last time you saw them? You had a big fight. There was a lot of drama. There was all these things going on. So that target might be dreaming about you. He might be, or she might be thinking about you every day, missing the shit out of you. But they think you hate them because of what happened the last time you guys were together. Or they did something, you know, they did something shitty, or you did something shitty, or something happened and they're like, no, I don't want to go down that road again. That was a hot mess, you know, I don't want to do it. But they're still not over you. They can't get over you. So their friends are going to be like, oh, let's go out. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know, get your mind off of her. And then they'll be like doing all kinds of things, trying to get their mind off of you. So sometimes you just need to swallow your pride and make the phone call. Or if you know they're going to be at a club one night, go to the club and bump into them and be like, I'm so happy that I ran into you. You know, I'm really sorry about the last time we were together, or what happened, or whatever. That was shit, you know, and have a great night and then leave. You know, just do something, you know, do something, but don't be a weirdo. Don't call them 25 times. That's a red flag for guys and girls. Like if somebody is calling you nonstop all day and bugging the shit out of you, I know girls think that they like that, but I don't think that's true. So, and I know guys don't like it. They get all paranoid. That scares the shit out of them. My target almost didn't call me because he thought I hated him, but Blue and the gods made it all work out. Yeah, they do. They remember all the bad stuff that happened between you, and then they're like, I can't do it because she's just gonna reject me. And you guys know guys hate rejection. They're scared of it in a big way. So sometimes you just gotta swallow your pride, make the call, make the effort, you know, say hi, you know, ask them how they're doing just as a friend. You know, you don't have to like do anything crazy, just to break the ice, you know. And Let me see, what else do I have here. Okay, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna say helping spells. Are they permanent? Somebody wanted me to do a hair loss spell for them. And I'll say that the same with hair loss spells, weight loss spells, spells like that. Those types of spells, I can do them, but they are going to require effort from you. You have to do your part. Again, just like all magic, you have to do your part. Magic's not going to just do everything for you. It can give help and get you in the right direction. You know, why is your falling out? What's causing that? Okay, so you have a thyroid problem, so you need to get help with your thyroid. And I could do like it just depends. Like, does that make sense to you? Do you guys get what I'm? A picture will work then. Yeah, that's all I want is a picture, a full name, and a date of birth. Do you cast growing hair so fast? Um, no, I don't usually do hair spells, but someone has asked me for that this week, and so I could do one. All I'll do is get like herbs for hair to help your hair grow, and then do it on a candle and put their name and petition the gods, and then it'll probably help them to either one figure out or learn it'll expose what the problem is, or it'll help their body start fixing those problems. I can't say certain words, and so it's really hard to talk about those types of spells. um, YouTube's really cracking down on talking about things like works. What is the first sign we see? How do you know prosperity works? Well, you'll start seeing money. You'll get money will come from places you didn't expect it, or you're expecting money to come in and it'll come faster. It just depends on what type of prosperity you're wanting, but usually that's how, or you can apply for jobs and get the advantage from other people. Um, I have all kinds of different examples. Um, you, I don't really like to do like, I do good fortune. I add good fortune to it because you don't want to leave anything out. But a lot of times people will be like, do one where I could gamble. I want to go to Vegas and win thousands of dollars and da da da. And magic doesn't really work like that. But I mean, I could do a good fortune and help with that, so that you maybe pick a machine that's more successful than others. You'll be attracted to it or something like that. But all of those machines are rigged. You can't just go in there and think that you know you're going to trick a machine into paying out, because that's just not truth. um, but you know but yeah, you'll know because you'll get jobs. I had one girl, I was so proud of her. I did an open road prosperity for her. She started two businesses of her own and one with her brother, and they're all successful. And she was able to quit her other job and just work from home, running her own businesses from home, and she's doing great. And I did another one. I've done a few. I do a lot of them. I do a lot. We'll just say that. But it's all Sorry, I know I'm buffering again. If you're going to do a prosperity, I'll definitely tell you have to work, or apply for the job. You got to do it. You'll, have great success and wealth and all of those things, but not if you just sit on your ass and do nothing. If that's what you want, then don't do a spell because you're not going to, nobody's getting a handout. You got to work. Any other questions? I think that I answered them all. Hmm How long does it last? Yep, I think I got them all. Does anyone have any other questions? The love binding is permanent. I missed it. Well, if you do a love binding spell, then they're always, if you're, okay, so that's a good question because a lot of people do the love bindings, then they change their mind. Like my client will change their mind and go, yeah, I changed my mind. I don't want to, I don't want to be with that person anymore. So I just walked away from it. Well, that person's always going to be bound to you. That person's always going to be thinking of you. I already answered that question, Tracy. But that person's always going to be thinking of you. He's always going to be dreaming of you. Like just out of nowhere, it'll be just, and everyone will look, he's always, that person will always be bound to you. So it'll always be there unless you have it, and that's okay, sweetie. You just will have to like rewatch it. But I talked about it for a while, so. But yeah, but yeah. So once the binding's done, it'll always be done. Can a binding spell be broken? Sure, kind of, sort of. If you want a binding, I think it's kind of a lot like soul, though. Like I would have to do it, or the person who casts the binding spell would have to be the one to do the unbinding. Um, but pretty much that's it. But of course, it can be undone. But like, if I do a binding spell on someone, can they go like to anyone and have it done? No, they could try, and I laugh. Someone with a long-term depression and anxiety, no motivation whatsoever, is it possible to get rid of it with your casting along with the person's energies to get better? Yes, we could work on that. Yep, especially with yours because yours is a soul spell. Mm-hmm. Different kind of casting. It's not just a regular energy connection anymore. Then you're connecting to that soul, so it's a little different. It's a lot different actually, but um, and you have to remember, like with a soul spell, is what I'm calling it. You have to remember that I have noticed I've been doing them for a few years now. Look at Saffron's candle. I've been doing them for a few years now, and I've noticed that the longer that you have them, look down. Look down. The longer that you have them, um, the more effective they are. Hi, Carla. How do poppet spells work, and how long do they last? They last for, oh, messenger. They last forever. It says It says I'm home. Hold on, let me look at my other phone. Now, what about those that fight the spell and won't? Yeah, well, again, that goes back to having you getting the opportunity to fix the problem and getting fixing the problem with like getting professional help, like going to see a psychologist or a counselor, a marriage counselor, or something like that. Matt, like I said already, I already said it, already talked about it, but magic won't change who the person is, but it will. No, I'm not. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Cindy, did I miss something that Cindy said? I didn't see it. Oh, I'm sorry if I missed your answer when you were buffering. Would you cast for me? I don't know. You have to ask me on, contact me on my email address, bluewitch379 at gmail.com. But yeah, so you have to remember that, you guys. It's a lot of people think that it's going to change who they are, and it's not. They're still going to be a shithead. The problems are still going to be there. You have to work on them. You have to do something to fix the problem. And so that's really important. Um, some people just don't freaking want to put the effort into it, and that's okay. Then because they don't want to fix the problem, they just think it's going to magically disappear, but it's not. And so you have to get help. You have to go to a counselor. You have to, you know, you're you'll get lots of opportunities. They'll come back to you. They'll in as much effort as they can with whatever problems they have. But if you don't meet that effort with a solution to the problems, then it's just going to keep repeating itself. What? Hang on. People are sending me questions on my on my messenger because they don't. Oh, I remember one of your videos where you have mentioned that after they get their target, they need to work. Yep. Yeah, I have lots of videos that talk about all this kind of stuff, but and so I figured it was time to go ahead and just do this kind of a thing so that we can get it all out. Um, and like I said, I'm not good at just answering random questions that I've already answered a million times on YouTube. How long does the love binding spell last? It lasts forever. But again, you got to work on it. You're very welcome, sweetheart. Do you have Facebook? I do. I am, get on the Blue Witch Coven Facebook. You'll find it. It's in there. The Blue Witch Coven. And then you can messenger me from there. Is it true that if you break up with a person that it breaks the spell? Um, it depends. Um, no. Yes and no. It'll make it really difficult and you'll need to probably do some work to get it back going. You're welcome. Um, it just depends on what kind of breakup and things like that. Like, you're breaking the energy for sure when you do that. And so if you broke up with a person and you mean it and you don't want to back, then who cares? But if you broke up with them because you're in a heated argument, then you need to call me and we'll do a booster, and then you need to put in the work to apologize, or you know, give it a couple of weeks for everything to calm down. And then, yeah, I don't hear. Oh, I didn't hear if you answered, but are the boosters good to do if there is little or not much movement? Yeah, it depends on how long you've been waiting, how many spells are in place, and if you're seeing movement. The boosters are like, if you've been waiting, if you don't have any energy contact, for one, then you need to. If you did a spell, you haven't talked to someone in 2 years, you did a comeback love spell, and then you haven't, or even if it's just been like, we'll say since September, if you did a love spell on someone that you broke up with and you haven't talked to him since September, then you did a love spell, say, in December, and then you still haven't heard anything from that person, well, then call them. Like, that's a big amount of time. That's no energy connection. They could be dreaming of you, thinking they see you everywhere. They could be like spotting your car in the traffic. They could be hearing people talking about you and thinking about you, but they're not going to call you because you guys got in a fight. Women are really bad about this, okay? Do not obsessively call someone that you have a spell on. Don't do it. In my opinion, that makes everything worse because then they get scared. Then they're like, oh my gosh, red flag. This lady called me 20, this chick called me 25. You think that's weird. Don't be like a red flag. Don't freak out on him. Just be chill. How fast your spells work, laughing out loud. Some people it works fast, some others take time. Again, it depends on the situation. It takes time. But yeah, if you're okay, this is just my observation. Okay, this is not etched in stone, but this is how I feel about that. Okay, say I do a love obsession spell and you're really feeling the obsession. That spell's on both of you. I'm binding you together. The spell's on both of you. You're dreaming about them. You're thinking about them every day, blah, blah, blah. You're calling them 20 times a day. And you're taking all the obsession. And so you know where that's coming from. So you need to not do it. Stop yourself. Push it off to them. Make those power balls, you guys. Pull that energy, say their name, and release it to them. Get that shit off of you. It's there. You know why it's there. So just get it off of you. And then I've had people say, "Well, I did it, but I did the Powerball and everything, but I still kept thinking about him nonstop." Still, it's okay if you're thinking about him nonstop. Exercise, bake a cake, I don't know, go shopping until your legs fall off, do meditations, do yoga, do whatever that you. What did Carla say? Oh, you removed your. Several still already done a couple boosters, waiting to do so, patiently waiting for things to get going. I know. And you have to remember, like I said, I meant the spell you did for me worked so fast. Awesome. I'm happy. I'm glad. And some people it it's quick. And that's all great and good, but for some people it's not quick and they have to work at it. And some people, their spells are working and they don't even see it right before their very eyes. They don't even get it. And I'm just like, ugh, you know. And they're like, it's not working. I don't feel it at all. I'm like, really? I wonder why. Yeah. And then they'll be like, yeah, he called me like 3 times today and we spent the weekend together, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm just like, wow. So I don't know what to say about people like that because it's like, hello. When I was not worried about it, and then my ex started reaching out. Yeah, you guys try not to suck up the energy. I feel like the clients will suck up the energy because they get obsessed over the spell work. They get obsessed over it. They think about it day in and day out and day in and day out. They think about that spell work they did. You need to cast it and forget it. And then when it's in your face, deal with it. When he comes back or she comes back, then you got to handle it. You get that opportunity. Um I Yeah, you got to deal with it right away. Don't wait around. Don't be like, yeah, I came back, but yeah, don't think about it. How do you forget about it? You got to focus on yourself. That's what I was saying. Like, do the meditation, work a lot, do whatever you got to do to not think about it, to not focus on it. Take hot baths, take salt baths, um, go on a trip, hang out with your friends, do things to keep your mind off of it. And then, as far as dating other people, I don't, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um, I think as long as you're not married, even though you have a spell out on this one person, but while you're waiting around for that to work, if you want to go out on a date, I don't, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, I know other witches will disagree with me and say, no, blah, blah, blah. Yep, work on self improvement. Exactly. Go to the gym, meditation. Exercise is a really good way to turn that energy into something really healthy for yourself. Um, when you start feeling that obsession come on you, instead of calling it, get on your treadmill or go to the gym or, do something productive. BBBB. Hey, I just caught the tail end again. Oh, darn it. Um, and then sometimes, let me think. I have some people who are in other countries. I have a lot of clients from all around the world. And believe me, I really do take your culture into consideration when I'm casting for you. Yeah. Oh, Tracy, I didn't see that. I'll answer that right now. But I really do take your culture into consideration when I'm casting you. And I realize, but a big thing is just to remember to not hang on to that obsession. Clients have is holding on to the obsession problem. Don't do it. Don't call repeatedly. Just work on self improvement. Trust me when I tell you that. That energy will be rewarded with connection. Okay. And so Tracy asked, did I have I spoke about the narcissist person and doing love work on them? Okay, so when it comes to narcissistic people, it's really difficult to do a regular casting on them. I prefer to do soul work on narcissistic people, because you can't really connect to their energy because they don't really have any type of an emotional connection to anything except themselves. And so it is better to connect with them at a soul level. So for narcissistic people, I prefer soul work. And then Kelly says, and sometimes the gods don't want to do it. Okay, so in that situation, okay, I have a perfect example of a witch who I did a love high turned out, which we didn't know about it ahead of time, but it turned out, hi Teresa, turned out that this person was abusive. And so in situations like that, it's not probably, if the gods say no because you're their child, and you're wanting to be with an abuser who wants to smack you around and beat the crap out of you and stuff, they're probably going to make sure that that doesn't happen. And that's up to them. I don't have any control over that. You know, Hecate and Belial and Lucifer, they don't like that. Like, if you're a child, if you're a witch and you're a child of the gods, they're not going to, no matter how many times you petition them to be with this person, if this person is an abusive asshole and he beats the crap out of you and stuff like that, and you're asking them to put you back with them, it's not gonna work. Soul work is like, hi heavy C. Soul work is like puppet work, for example. Can it get worse before it gets better? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's going to react differently to the energy. That's why I always ask permission from Blue, in case I respect Blue and the Trident. Um, yeah, it can, of course, it can get, okay, so sometimes people will be like, okay, what's the glitch here? What's the holdup? What's the block? So then we got to do spells to remove the blocks, and when you're gonna do, I know everybody likes to call them blockbusters. I just call them boosters, same thing. But you're burning a candle on that casting, for like 5 days straight, and so it really does help remove and expose blockages. And so sometimes you don't think it's abusive, or the person's seeing two other people beside you, or the person's really gay, or and isn't into females or males or whatever the case may be. And I've had all of these things happen. And it's so shocking and terrible and devastating. But at least you know what you're dealing with. Um, and or the person is from a different country and is in a arranged marriage coming up, or that they never told you about, even though you just spent 4 years of your life with them. Well, guess what? That motherfucker's going in a poppet, because you don't you can't think that it's okay for you to waste 4 years of someone's life and then be like, oh, and by the way, next year I have to go marry this chick for my family because they arranged it. No, no, it's not okay, and you're not getting away with that. So, you know what I mean? Like, who do these people think they are? For real. I'm just like, no. I don't get it. Okay, wait. I missed a bunch of stuff. Hold on. As far as not worrying about the energy work, spells, etc., I totally agree with letting go and going with the flow, kind of like a hose. Obsessing, worrying is like kinking the hose. I like that. I just snicker and tap my fingers. Swamp Witch, that's me too. It's just them reacting to the energy. Love the Lucifer cap. Thanks. How much do you charge for soul work? Um, you need to, if you get on my Blue Witch Coven page, you can, I have a whole thing on that page. So you need to get on the Blue Witch Coven page. Or you can email me at bluewitch379@gmail.com. And how often should a booster be done? Whenever you need one, sweetheart. And again, it depends on what type of spell you have. Do you have soul work, poppets, or do you have, is it a regular binding? Is it a breakup? It depends. Are you seeing movement? Was there a big fight that stopped everything? Did you change your mind and then change it back again? There's so many different things. So for some of my clients who have been my clients for a long time and have lots of spells, they don't even have to say shit to me anymore. They just send it to me and put a note on it and say I need a booster for this, and I just pop it on and we're good to go because I know that they know, what's up and how, yeah. And so it's just whenever you feel like you need one, we'll do one. So that's kind of the deal. We know, like people know, when you have a spell out and you like the love spell, okay? You have a love spell in this guy. He's finally made contact with you, but you blew him off for a week. He invited you out 3 times and you canceled on him every time. And now all of a sudden you're ready. Well, guess what? You fucked up. And so now you need to do a booster because he won't take your calls. I was lighting a candle. Um, Boosters are, I use the 7-day candles and I do sigil work with blood offerings and I do herbs and, um, you know, all of that. And then I wrap them all up in foil and that's how I do it. Can you put yourself in a poppet to improve yourself? Yeah, I have a lot of people who've been wanting to do that. I think that's really interesting. I have a couple of my sisters who are witches, primal witches, who want me to put them in a poppet. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Because that's really, I mean, our names are, for a witch, our name's already written in the Book of the Damned. We're already in there. But I think that it's really interesting. It would be fun. I don't know. I'll have to ask Hecate if she'll give me permission to put like another witch in a poppet, just for personal gain. I don't know. She'll be like, what the hell? I was wondering that myself. Yeah. I think it's fascinating. I wouldn't mind doing it. If you're not a witch, then absolutely. But everybody lately that's been wanting me to do it has been witches. No, not all. If you're not a witch, I'll do it. No problem. I'll experiment with you guys all day long. But for witches, I have to ask. because I don't cast on witches. Well, not primal witches. I don't like casting on witches, at least not intentionally. Sometimes I do. Sometimes sometimes I'll do like curse removals or something like that. Usually for curse removals it's not, you know, a big deal, but I have to go through the gods to work on other witches. I don't do it out of myself ever, because I'm not going to put that shit on me. Mm-mm. But no, I'll do it. I'll do a self-improvement one. I think that would be so cool. I would be really fascinated. Don't forget to remind them to use. Oh, okay. And another thing, Kelly's wanting me to remind you. This happens occasionally, not very often. I'll say maybe like 1 out of 5. I'll have people who will have other witches do castings, and then they'll come to me and want me to cast over them or have them cast over me. We call them witch hoppers. You're a witch. Don't don't come to me asking me to cast over the top of someone else's spell. And if you have another witch casting over my spell, then you're gonna end up in a big problem. You'll probably end up cursing yourself. And so Hikatu doesn't like that. We don't play that game. It's bad, and for many, many reasons that I'm really not going to get into, because I don't want to. That's a whole nother thing. It's against my rules. And if I find out that you're doing that, be upfront with me for in the very beginning. Tell me, I had someone do the spell for me, but it was 3 months ago, or so on and so on. How do you know if they're primal? I just know. I don't know. I just kind of, no need for other witches ever. Blue is my witch. Hey, Ed Fern. Yeah. If they're primal, I just kind of know, because usually if they're primal, I'm really attracted to them, or Kate will say bring them in, or she'll do something to let me know. And I have a you have to understand. Um, I'm just gonna say it like it is, and you guys could take it however you want. Um, I'm a Zula, and I'm a daughter of Hecate, Lucifer, Belial, and Sephrons, and so that's how I know. um, and if that sounds like I'm bragging, oh well, I kind of am. But but yeah, I am a Zula. What do you mean by primal? It's a current. There's lots of different kinds of witches. There's green witches, white witches, black witches. I don't know. Herb witches, crystal witches, gray witches, um, druid witches. I'm a primal witch. It means I work with the ancients, with the gods of creation. It's not very common. There's very few of us. It's not common at all. Very, very few. It's the most ancient form of witchcraft. It's very old. And there's hardly any of us. So the oldest of the old. Yep. Um, that's just kind of how it is. And so, not kind of, is how it is. Um, Anyways, there's all kinds of witches, but I'm a primal witch, so that's what I am. There's no sugar coating it, there's no changing it, there's no this or that. It's just who I am, and that's that. Yemaya, your path of Yemaya is the oldest, really. Alrighty then. I'm not here to have a debate on witchcraft or say you're wrong or you're right or this or that. I don't really care. And so I just think that's perfect, beautiful. The gods have many aspects, many aspects. And so you there's no right or wrong. They're not in a box. So, and to say that they're only known by this one current is ridiculous. There's so much more than that. But anyways, this has been an awesome chat. I love that we haven't had any trolls. That is so exciting to me. And I am going to get off of here and tell you all that I love you and thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. And I hope that everyone's questions have been answered. And if not, you're welcome to email me. You're so very welcome. Peace out.